right, welcome back to Off Script. If it seems different, we're in different chairs and we're in a different location. We've moved our podcast, so bear with us while we figure that out. And I'm pretty sure someone's mowing. So if you hear the mower, that would be that's going on. Anyway, today we're going to get into a law enforcement inspired topic, one that I really wanted to cover because it is kind of a pet peeve of mine. But knowing the elements of crimes and charging the appropriate crime when you're working. One of the most misused statutes, I think, is the child endangerment statute. At least I've found in my experience. A lot of times cops think that they can charge child endangerment if any kind of crime has occurred. Like say there's a traffic stop and there's a kid in the car and you have, a weapon in the vehicle, and they're like, oh, I'm going to charge them with child endangerment. Or a story I'm going to get into with myself and Tony, it was an intentional act, and automatically people want to just charge child endangerment, and you cannot do that. If you actually read the statute, it is very specific on when you can charge child endangerment. And so let's dive into that.
Yeah, so this is for strictly Oklahoma child endangerment purposes. So your state is probably different if you're listening from different states. So make sure you dive into your case law and know your statute, what it actually says. As for Oklahoma, for child endangerment, a person, parent, guardian, someone in control over a child has to knowingly permit physical or sexual abuse.
Yeah.
So what are some instances where they could charge that?
For sexual abuse or just child neglect?
Child endangerment.
Or child endangerment. Damn it.
It's okay, Tony. No,
I'm going into the DUI meth.
Yeah.
No, let's just keep rolling. Let's keep rolling because this is funny. You look tired as
I am tired. I'm not a morning person. Who shoots a podcast in a morning?
I know. And I picked the early hour, so I'm real quick, we're gonna take a little detour here. We're not lawyers. We are not your DA, so we're just covering this topic because we have some experience using it.
And I'm not politically correct either.
So what Matt's trying to say is that there are four elements of this crime, and so or four conditions you can charge this crime, and that would be knowingly permit sexual or physical abuse of your child. Knowingly let your child get in a vehicle with someone who is impaired. So knowingly let your daughter hop in the car with Uncle Joe that's going down to the gas station to get another 12-pack after he's been drinking all day, right? You transport your child while you're DUI. Like it'll be fine. It's a block down the road. It's actually not. And then allowing your child to be in a location where they are manufacturing CDS or attempting to manufacture CDS. Those are the situations where you can charge child endangerment. However, I see a lot of cops attempt to just slap that charge on someone because they don't realize that it's that specific, right? They think, oh, something's happened. Clearly that shouldn't happen with your kid, so let me just say child endangerment. You can't do that. That's where you need to be looking into your child abuse statutes or child neglect statutes. And I'm not going to cover all the statutes out there, but we do have a story from one night when Tony and I were working. I wasn't at the crash with you, but he called me. So you want to?
Yeah. So a couple driving down the interstate had their kids in the car. They were in an argument. The passenger didn't like how it was going, so she reached over and grabbed the steering wheel and yanked it. Vehicle rolls, kids in the car, kids go to the hospital. I think one of the adults go to the hospital too. So I thought, this is an intentional act, and I was pursuing child endangerment. But I wasn't quite sure, so I called Mystal. She's like, nope, it doesn't fit. I was really confused because it's like, this is about as much of endangerment as you could get, but there's very specifics about the law, so if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply.
Yeah, that doesn't mean there's not another statute.
Right.
It just means that doesn't fit. And the amount, I think it's one of the great myths too. I'll say that. I feel like the child endangerment charge is one of the great myths of our job.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, yeah, I'm just going to get them child endangerment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's really one of those topics that we don't talk about enough. That's just been passed down like, oh, just charge them child endangerment. Well, you can't. So it's become one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, your DA probably thinks you're an idiot too. Every time you see that charge, they're like, no elements there.
You know, just like probably anyone else out there, you're thinking child endangerment, you're literally thinking of the exact word that it says child endangerment. Like they're endangering a child, so it has to be child endangerment.
Yeah, you can.
Well, that's not the actual statute of child endangerment.
You can literally let your child ride on the dash of your car while you're going down the road. That's not child endangerment.
Although
really
it
stupid.
sounds like it,
And
but
it's definitely fits other crimes, but not child endangerment.
Yeah, there's another crime for that, just not child endangerment.
So if you guys want to look it up for yourself, you can go into oscn.net, pull up legal research, and then go to the statutes, hit
Title
21,
Crimes and Punishments.
and it's 852.1. So 852.1, and you can read it all there for yourself. It spells it out. But also another resource would be like looking up your, state-specific jury instructions. It lists it out plainly what you have to have
For conviction.
Yeah. And so that is a really great resource for you to help guide, when you are, booking someone in or charging someone. It helps clear up any kind of question that you have.
Yeah, and I don't know how much access other cops have, municipalities or whatever. Go talk to your DA. Just have a conversation. If you have any questions about charges, the DA is the one that actually files the charges. So have that conversation.
And then I also want to get into this too. Like if you ask a partner or say, your break-in partner, your FTO, FTT, whatever, and their answer doesn't seem right, look it up for yourself, right? Or a supervisor even. Like I know plenty of people who, have been given advice from supervisors that maybe wasn't the best option. Nothing's preventing you from looking it up. I think it's your responsibility to do that. It's your case and it's your career and it's your integrity. So look up the charges. And if something doesn't seem right, whether it's tactics or charges or whatever, case law, you have the ability to look it up yourself. So there's really no excuse.
Even if it does sound right or it comes from a trusted person.
Yeah, even if it does.
I just shit the bed right, earlier in this topic, Look it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or otherwise. Just read it. And even reading it, kind of looking at it for yourself helps lock it down.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, there's numerous times where, depending on your agency, what you do, before I take them into county jail, I look up the statutes and make sure that they fit each specific one that I'm charging, because, I don't have to go back in and redo their charges because, I thought child endangerment fit for that one, but turns out it doesn't. It's actually this. Yeah. So just take your time, do it. If you're not for sure, there's nothing wrong with looking up your statutes.
Yeah, and people, for some reason, get in a rush. Like, if you think you have a reason to arrest a person, they're already detained, put them in handcuffs, secure the situation. It should take 5 seconds to make a phone call. If the elements aren't there and you have to release them, no harm, no foul. But don't go booking them in on bogus charges. That's not cool.
Well, and just to hit on what you said, I tell you guys all the time, the handcuffs come off just as easy as they go.
Yeah.
Right? And, I've had several questions from numerous cops, like, that they end up releasing someone and it felt weird. Well, is your obligation, if you're still doing your investigation and you find evidence that exonerates them or does not fit, you must let them go, right? And so that's the same thing. So say, on initial, you control the scene, you get people detained, and you go through your investigation and you're like, well, never mind, this is not. You must let them go, right? And so just remember that as well. Like, I feel like people get kind of hung up on, if you have handcuffs on someone, they got to go to jail for something. And that's not true. You need to be diligently, investigating the reason you're there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key thing, investigating. So just because you thought you fit one statute and then it doesn't fit, that doesn't mean, oh crap, I have to take him out of handcuffs. He's free to go. She's free to go. No, continue your investigation. We're talking when the entire investigation is done. If you don't meet any elements of the crime, absolutely, you shall release them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to clean that up, Matt. Good job. No, I think that this one is a hot topic for me because we get lots of questions on that.
Yeah, it's one that doesn't really meet perception. You know, like everyone can see, like this is definitely endangering, but that's not what the law says. So
to wrap things up, we use this specific one because we can relate to it. We have a story on it, but there's a lot of other charges that people call us and ask us questions for. They're not our stories, so we're not going to tell them, and that's why we chose this one. So if you have a story or question or anything else that you want to have answered, send it in to us. offscriptfanmail@gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever platform you got, send them in. Or don't. Put it in the comments.
Also, resources. If you're in Oklahoma, oscn.net, legal research, go to the statutes, and then you have the jury instructions. And obviously, each state's going to be different, but look those up, know where they are, save a tab on your computer or something.
Yeah.
It's a great way to look up.
Reach out to your DA, assistant DAs. Just have conversations. They can line you up.
Yep. Stay safe out there.
See ya.
See ya.